not attempt to adjust your set. This is a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin. It cannot be stopped, and it is the only free voice left on the net.
I once tried hunting whilst drunk. It was hilarious. I shot some wood elf in the bottom and he squealed like a skeever.
You know, Sophia,
Oh,
Furwin
no.
might take
I think I just saw him.
offense to that, being as she's a wood elf. And interestingly enough, since you want to bring up stuff to do with elves, hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. That is actually the reason that we are here today for today's Skyrim mod showcase on the PS4, because we will be taking a look at an armor set that's been ported from the Nexus to PlayStation by mod author Gluptino called Ryan Reos Dark Elf Blader. This is an armor set for elves that is available for both the PS4 version and PS5 version of the game. Now that this is a CBBE mod, it has a couple of requirements. It has a requirement of a skeleton mod, XP32, maximum skeleton, special extended, XMPSSE. Try getting all that out. I'm using RBM racial body morphs, and it seems to be working just fine with it. Also, it has a requirement of CBBE body textures. This is to prevent tearing on the female character's hips when they wear the armor, and you'll actually be seeing today what that is if you're unfamiliar with it, as I will be equipping the armor to both a UMP body, in the case of Furwin, being as it's only right to showcase it on her. As well, I currently have Lydia equipped with a CBBE body, and we'll take a brief look at the armor on her. So, with all that said, let's see how fine today's showcased mod. Reos Elf to the search bar. Should get both versions of the mod to come up. There is one available for the PS4 as well as one available for the PS5, so please make certain to pick the version of the mod that matches your game version for the textures to display properly. Name of the mod is Ryan Reos Dark Elf Blader PS4. This mod was ported to PlayStation by mod author Gluptino, with original credit going to the mod authors Ryan Reos, NecrosisZA, Daymarr, and Odd. There is a link for the permission provided from the Nexus, as well as a link to the mod itself, and the mod description in part reads, a magnificently crafted armor set by the immensely talented 3D character artist Ryan Reos. The armor includes the default color variation and 2 weapons. The mod has requirements of XP32, maximum skeleton, special extended, XMPSSE, and CBBE body textures. I'm using RBM racial body morphs for the skeleton, and the pure CBBE for the CBBE body textures. The armor set and weapons can be obtained via crafting at any forge and tanning rack. Heavy armor versions require the Daedric smithing perk, and the light version requires dragon armor perk. Please, as always, make certain to read the mod description in its entirety before choosing to download and install this or any other mod. So with the required mods downloaded and enabled, first of all you want to make your way to any tanning rack and get the NPC that's working on it off. Get off that rack. Access the tanning rack, because some of the items have been added to a Daedric section of the rack right here. Now the earrings, for some reason I can't get these to equip to the character, but they are located here, as well as a hair wig piece right here called Dark Elf Blader's hair, and then 2 variants of a mask, one that is a normal version and one that sits a little bit higher up on the face. So besides these items, the main items you'll find by heading to any blacksmith forge, and if using the mod separated vanilla crafting menu, accessing the right hand side option at the forge to access the modded content, then scrolling over to the Daedric section, and you'll find the items have been added right here. Now this includes a heavy armor as well as light armor variant of each of these, so keep that in mind, which includes the Dark Elf Blader arms, as well as the back weapon. Now these are just cosmetic, and then as well some gloves, leg armor, shoulder armor, a shoulder cape, a skirt, stockings, the main suit itself, waist armor, a long sword which you can use, as well as a normal sword, so 2-handed and 1-handed variant. Now keep in mind that the swords, both the cosmetic and the actual ones for use, can only be crafted in the Daedric section. However, by heading over to the miscellaneous section, I believe these are just cloth variants that you don't require. It just requires leather to take and craft these. and it has each of the same items that you saw in the other section, with the exception of the weapons. So again, remember, if you want those, you will have to require the Daedric Smithing perk, as well as required materials. So I'm going to go ahead and craft, I think I'll craft some of the cloth variant, and then as well I'll do maybe the light armor variant of the Daedric. They're all the same color in our PlayStation Port version, so keep in mind the screenshots in the mod image show different colors, but these are all the same color for this port. I will be outfitting Furwin, who has a pre-built UMP body, and then I will be outfitting Lydia, who has the CBBE required body, to show you what the armor looks like. I'll be back with you guys a little later on. So this is what Furwin looks like in the Dark Elf Blader armor. Now please keep in mind that the swords that you see, these two are for show only. Only the one on her back is one that you can actually use. And yes, I'm fully aware that this is a wood elf, but I still think she looks fantastic in the armor. Now I have everything equipped to her, however, oddly enough, the earrings are not appearing on her. And in her inventory, it shows that her stockings aren't equipped, but you can see them there, so not exactly certain what that's about. But this is a fantastic looking armor set, but there is an issue, because Furwin has a pre-made UMP body, and this is a CBBE armor. There is very noticeable tearing on her hips, and this will happen on any character that you equip, just like if, for example, you were to say equip this to Sophia. She also has a pre-built UMP body. So when doing that, you'll notice that there is very noticeable tearing, as you can see right here on her hips. And also a little bit less so here because it's kind of covered, so sometimes you can get away with that. But in any case, it's really only coming from this top piece right here, because I ran a couple of tests and the rest of the armor she could have equipped, and then I equipped her with the UMP top, and it took the tearing away because it's actually just the top that's causing it on this UMP body. And we'll take a look at a CBBE body in a minute. But coming around to the, actually let me get you to, I'm gonna go and do this. I had her up here so I could see her because she's kind of short.
I'm right behind you.
This might work. There we go. Coming around to the back, now her hair is kind of covering the sword a little bit, but this is the main sword. This is a weapon that she can actually use. And then the other two swords down here on her hips, they are just for show. It doesn't appear that she can actually pull them or anything. But absolutely fantastic looking outfit. And you could definitely mix and match this a little bit if you would want, which is really unique that you could, because a lot of times they really don't. But I've been running tests on it. And I'd say the only other issue that I came across was if just having the gloves equipped without the arm piece, it would be tearing there. Now for Lydia, please keep in mind that the ears that you see are not a part of this showcase mod. I just thought it'd make her look a little bit more authentic to showcase it. They are from Wearable Elf Ears, which is a port by mod author Oral Cool J. The rest of the outfit, however, that's equipped to a CBBE body is, of course, a part of the showcased mod, and this is the way that it will look. This is what the armor was made for, and as you can see, of course, she's standing by the wall to make it a little bit harder to get around here, but there is no tearing on her hips when wearing it. That is because, of course, again, that is what the armor is made for, a CBBE body type. And here again, a quick look at the back of the outfit.
The nicest voices in Skyrim, or even
So,
Tamriel,
really nice
for that
looking. I
matter.
really like this.
Behind
To be
you.
pretty stable, I'd say, which is something that I've noticed, and I do want to point out, because you know early on a lot of Gluptino's ports were pretty unstable and did have like issues with crashing, but I've noticed the last several that I've been testing have been running very stable, and I have not had any issue with them. So I did want to point and give a shout out to that, that it is a very stable one from my testing of it. And again, kind of unique that you can kind of mix and match it if you would like. So that is going to do it for today's showcase. If you're interested in it, download it, give it a try. Thank you to the mod author that ported this mod to PlayStation. Thank you to the original mod authors that created it. And thank you guys for taking the time to watch the video. Take care. This has been a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin via the Eyes Only Informant Net. Peace out.